In her 2015 nonfiction work, One of Us, the story of Anders Breivik and the massacre in Norway, Norwegian journalist Åsne Seierstad delves into the 2011 terrorist attack orchestrated by Norwegian neo-Nazi Anders Behring Breivik, resulting in the tragic loss of 77 lives and leaving over 300 injured. Seierstad meticulously utilizes Breivik's own writings and the psychological evaluations from his trial to dissect his emotional landscape. She portrays Breivik as a disillusioned figure, crafting an elaborate alternate reality as a refuge from a society that continuously marginalized him. Seierstad not only delves into Breivik's psyche, but also sheds light on the lives of some of his victims, notably 18-year-old Muslim Norwegian Bano Rashid. Breivik's upbringing in a privileged neighborhood of Oslo was marred by familial abandonment and emotional turmoil. Raised by a mother grappling with depression and an absent father, Breivik found solace neither at home nor within himself. His childhood struggles manifested in tormenting behavior towards his sister and family pets, indicative of his unresolved inner turmoil. Socially inept, Breivik failed to forge connections with peers, resorting instead to associating with a group of graffiti artists in Oslo. His fantasies of grandeur, including claiming the title of Oslo's preeminent tagger, led to rejection by the very group he sought acceptance from. Moreover, Breivik's fascination with Muslim immigrants, initially cultivated through a friendship with a Pakistani Norwegian boy named Ahmed, further alienated him from his Norwegian peers. Despite attempting to emulate the cultural mannerisms of his Muslim friends, Breivik faced ridicule and ostracization, particularly after Ahmed's departure left him once again isolated. Seierstad's narrative paints a complex portrait of Breivik, intertwining his personal struggles with societal dynamics, ultimately culminating in a heinous act of violence that shook Norway to its core. Following high school, Breivik ventured into a series of casual sales positions, all ending in failure. While he briefly found success peddling counterfeit college diplomas online, the risk of exposure forced him to abandon this endeavor. His interest then veered towards Freemasonry, momentarily, before gravitating towards fringe political ideologies. Seeking candidacy with the far-right Progress Party, which advocated stoking anti-immigrant sentiments, particularly against Muslims, Breivik hoped to channel his own feelings of inadequacy onto Norway, or what he perceived as Christian Europe, increasingly viewing it as impotent against what he termed Islamization. Concurrently, he delved into researching weaponry and bomb-making techniques, but his aspirations were dashed when the Progress Party deemed him unfit for office due to his eccentricities. During this period, he entered into a marriage with a Belarusian woman via a mail-order arrangement, which ultimately ended in separation. Seierstad cites acquaintances who speculate on Breivik's sexual orientation, attributing it to his meticulous grooming habits, juxtaposed with his own boasts of frequenting brothels. Seeking refuge in the virtual realm, he immersed himself in online gaming, assuming the persona of a knight named Anders Nordic in World of Warcraft. However, even in this digital space, he struggled to find acceptance. By 2006, Breivik withdrew almost entirely from reality, constructing a dystopian world fueled by dark political fantasies. He believed fervently in a perceived clash between Islam and the West, drawing inspiration from neo-Nazi platforms such as Jihad Watch and Stormfront, the rhetoric of far-right figures like Geert Wilders, the writings of cultural critic Bruce Bauer, and various extremist bloggers, notably Norway's Fjordmen. Shortly thereafter, Breivik initiated his own virtual identity, adopting the alias Andrew Berwick. Through his manifesto titled 2083, A European Declaration of Independence, he amalgamated his readings with a substantial dose of fantasy, envisioning a Europe teetering on the verge of submission to Islam, casting himself as the justicious knight commander of the Knights Templar, committed to the preservation of Western civilization. Surprisingly, his primary adversaries were not Muslim immigrants or radical Islamists. He even expressed admiration for al-Qaeda's fighting spirit, but rather the cultural Marxists and cultural elites whom he accused of betraying the West to Islam. This online diatribe served as a precursor to action. Armed with considerable knowledge in weaponry and bomb-making, Breivik leased a secluded plot of land where he constructed a significant explosive device. Through diligent effort, he amassed an arsenal of assault weapons. On July 22, 2011, he executed his plan, detonating the bomb in downtown Oslo before journeying to the island of Utøya, where he unleashed gunfire upon attendees of a summer camp hosted by the Norwegian Labour Party's youth division. The harrowing details of Breivik's victims, notably 18-year-old Bano Rashid, Simon Sebo, and Viljar Hansen, whose lives were tragically cut short despite their aspirations and contributions, are vividly recounted by Seierstad, contrasting sharply with Breivik's actions. Seierstad concludes her narrative with Breivik's trial and the subsequent national mourning process. She underscores the staggering impact of the attacks, with 1 in 4 Norwegians having a personal connection to the events. Seierstad advocates for acknowledging Breivik as one of us, a product of Norwegian society's failings, who slipped through the cracks with devastating consequences. I hope you found this video enjoyable. If so, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Thank you.